Well, I thought, there have been so many tragedies going on in the world lately that I thought I would discuss another one, which was my breakup over Christmas, right before Christmas, in fact. And actually, this was preceded by another tragedy. Earlier, I had a breakup before Christmas in about 2004, and that was the beginning of the great penis famine that lasted until about 2008, sadly. And so I was going to read a poem about that. And, when you break up, it's bad enough, but when you break up before the holidays, you sort of fall into the abyss of eternal loneliness and endless couples jealousy. So that's sort of what happened to me both times. And so I'm going to do this poem, but I first thought I would, I have a giveaway, and I thought if anybody could get this joke, I will give them this CD that I did with a friend of mine, Susan Brown, called Swearing, Smoking, Drinking, and Kissing. So the joke is, what do you get when you cross a penis with a potato? No one? Anyone else? Yeah. A dictator. Bingo. All right. Nice job. All right. So I'm going to ask Chris back there to cue the music that we talked about. Thank you, Chris, for doing the sound. Thank you, Vida Women, for having me, and you guys for coming out. So are you going to, maybe a little bit. There it goes. Okay. So I wrote this piece called Penis Blues. I miss the penis. I feel like a word with no vowels. No one wants to pronounce me. Woke up this morning, looked around for my penis. J'étais dévastée, le zizi, je n'ai pas le trouvé. I would like to order a penis, please, with dressing on the side. This soup could use a dash of penis. Signor Platano, donde estás? Mr. Defile Me, where you at? There's something lacking in the decor. An artfully placed penis. There used to be one right over there, reading the paper, using a drill gun, leaving socks on the floor. Now there's a hole in my heart, penis-sized. Oh, prostate, baby, you done up and gone. Those old seminal vesicles done rambled on. Corpus cavernosum, A penis has taken flight. Probably gonna fly all night. There's a flock of penises headed south. Their cries recede over the distant car dealerships, over the darkened pleather interiors and the stone janitor sloshing his mop in a bucket of dirty water. All right, so this is actually also a giveaway. I did this as a little broadside. It's not published yet. So if you buy me a drink, I'll give you a free broadside. And I have 5 of them. So please. I was cruel, but you were cruel first, cried the rose to its thorn, before sending it away, then making dinner alone and toppling into a wine glass, falling into bed with petals askew. Love is a bluebird from hell. Love is a teacup chihuahua. I love you means my mouth is full of darkling beetle grubs, and if I fall off your lap, I may die. I'm sorry love isn't a flower. I'm sorry my heart is a sinkhole. It swallowed a freezer once. You were right to go, but come back, cried the rose, coughing up a few thawing pork chops. And so I started this series called Postmodern Romance, and this is one of them. And I think all you really need to know is a nematode is a parasitic roundworm. And this is this thing you have to kiss a lot of frogs before you find, okay. Internet dating. I'm tired of kissing nematodes, splitting the check with scorpions, listening to the spiritual autobiographies of slugs over an infinitely repeated series of banal gestural codes. I'm thinking of dating trees next. We could just stand around all night together. We could stand each other. I'd murmur, they'd rustle. The wind would do its wind thing without speaking. I hate speech. Shut up, shut up, shut up, I thought, as he flicked his tongue at the Peruvian tapas. But the spell didn't work. Get out of my inbox. I feel violated, not in a good way. There's no one I want to inhale into my alveoli like I did with you. There, I just made you into a cigarette. If only I could press your burning head into the arrow wound and twist you slowly to cauterize it. Instead, I want another you, and then another. You in the morning after coffee. Postprandial you. You, especially when I'm drinking. But back to dating, I don't think I can. If I read your profile online, I'd never write you. But I miss all the sides of your face. I miss the trees of your eyes. I miss never licking the scar on your hand. Last night I dreamed you came over and stayed. If only I could buy a little property in that dream and not wake up sick and freezing, endlessly hitting the return key. I'll close with this one that's from the last book I wrote, and it's based on a Dorothy Parker poem, so it's sort of a Dorothy Parker on steroids. And the poem she wrote is called The Matter, and it's just 4 lines long. And it's, some men break your heart in two, some men fawn and flatter, some men never look at you, and that cleans up the matter. So lines or versions of those lines kind of blip in here. Some men carry you to bed with your boots on. Some men say your name like a verbal tick. Some men slap on an emotional surcharge for every erotic encounter. Some men are slightly mentally ill and thinking of joining a gym. Some men have moved on and can't be seduced even in the dream bars where you meet them. Some men who were younger are now the age you were then. Some men aren't content with mere breakage, they've got to burn you to the ground. Some men you've reduced to ashes are finally dusting themselves off. Some men are made of fiberglass. Some men have deep holes drilled in by a war. You can't fill them. Some men are delicate and torn. Some men will steal your bracelet if you let them spend the night. Some men will want to fuck your poems, and instead they will find you. Some men will say, I'd like to see how you look when you come, and then hail a cab. Some men are a list of ingredients with no recipe. Some men never see you. Some men will blindfold you during sex, then secretly put on high heels. Some men will try on your black fishnet stockings in a hotel in Rome, or saran wrap you to a bedpost in New Orleans. That's a great one. He's like, I have an idea. Okay. I really recommend it. Some of these men will be worth trying to keep. Some men will write obtuse, condescending reviews of your work, making you remember these lines by Frank O'Hara. I cannot possibly think of you other than you are, the assassin of my orchards. Some men, let's face it, really are too small. Some men are too large, but it's not usually a deal breaker. Some men don't have one at all. Some men will slap you in a way you'll like. Some men will want to crawl inside you to die. Some men never clean up the matter. Some men hand you their hearts like leaflets, and some men's hearts seem to circle forever. You catch sight of them on clear nights, bright dots among the stars, and wait for their orbits to decay, for them to fall to earth.